Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Safri, and in this video, I will tell a story about the legend of Candi Roro Jonggrang. Here is the story. A long time ago stood a very large kingdom called Prambanan. The people of Prambanan were very peaceful and prosperous under the leadership of a king named Prabu Baka. The small kingdoms in the region around Prambanan are also very submissive and respect the leadership of Prabu Baka. Meanwhile, in another place, there is a kingdom that is no less big with the kingdom of Prambanan, namely the kingdom of Pengging. The kingdom is known to be a very arrogant and wants to always expand its territory. The Pengging kingdom had a magic knight named Bondowoso. He has a magic weapon called Bandung, so Bondowoso is known as Bandung Bondowoso. In addition to having a powerful weapon, Bandung Bondowoso also has an army in the form of genies. The army that Bandung Bondowoso used to help him to attack other kingdoms and fulfill all his wishes. Until one day, the arrogant King Pengging called Bandung Bondowoso. The king of Pengging then ordered Bandung Bondowoso to attack the Prambanan kingdom. The next day, Bandung Bondowoso summoned his troops in the form of genies together and immediately went to the Prambanan kingdom. Arriving at Prambanan, they immediately stormed into the Prambanan place. Prabu Baka and his troops were confused, but they were not prepared enough. Finally, Bandung Bondowoso succeeded to occupying the Prambanan kingdom, and Prabu Baka died because he was hit by Bandung Bondowoso's weapon. The victory of Bandung Bondowoso and his troops was warmly welcomed by the king of Pengging. Then, King of Pengging also mandated Bandung Bondowoso to occupy the Prambanan place and take care of all its contents, including the family of Prabu Baka. When Bandung Bondowoso was staying at the Prambanan royal place, he saw a very beautiful woman. The woman was RORO Jonggrang, the daughter of Prabu Baka. When he saw RORO Jonggrang, Bandung Bondowoso began to fall in love. Without thinking anymore, Bandung Bondowoso immediately called and applied for RORO Jonggrang. "Oh, RORO Jonggrang, are you willing to be my queen?" asked Bandung Bondowoso to RORO Jonggrang. Hearing the question from Bandung Bondowoso, RORO Jonggrang was silent and looked confused. Actually, she really hates Bandung Bondowoso because he has killed her father, whom she loves so much. But on the other hand, RORO Jonggrang was afraid to reject Bandung Bondowoso. Finally, after thinking for a moment, RORO Jonggrang also found a way to prevent Bandung Bondowoso from marrying her. "Okay, I accept you, but after you fulfill one of my requirements," replied RORO Jonggrang. "What is your requirements, RORO Jonggrang?" asked Bandung Bondowoso. "Build me 1,000 temples and 2 wells in one night," replied RORO Jonggrang. Hearing the terms proposed by RORO Jonggrang, Bandung Bondowoso immediately agreed. He felt that it was a very easy condition for him because Bandung Bondowoso had a lot of genius soldiers. In the evening, Bandung Bondowoso began to collect his troops In an instant, the army in the form of the genies arrived. After hearing the order from Bandung Bondowoso, the soldiers immediately built the temple and well very quickly. Roro Jonggrang, who witnessed the constructions of the temple, began to feel nervous and scared because in two-thirds of the night there were only three temples and a well that they had not finished. Roro Jonggrang then thought hard, looking for a way so that Bandung Bondowoso couldn't meet the requirements. After thinking hard, Roro Jonggrang finally found a way out. He will make the atmosphere like morning, so the genies stop building the temple. Roro Jonggrang immediately summoned all the ladies in the place. The maids were given the task of Roro Jonggrang to burn the straw, sound the mortar, and sprinkle fragrant-smelling flowers. Hearing the order from Roro Jonggrang, the ladies in waiting immediately burned the straw. Soon, the sky looked reddish, and the mortar began to sound. The scent of the scattered flowers began to smell, and the cocks began to crow. Seeing the red sky, the sound of the mortar, and the fragrance of the flower, the Bandung Bondowoso's armies began to leave their job. They thought it was morning, and they had to go. Seeing his troops leaving, Bandung Bondowoso shouted, "Hi, my soldiers! It's not morning yet! Come back to finish building this temple!" The genies left and ignored the screams of Bandung Bondowoso. Bandung Bondowoso was very upset and finally finished the constructions of remaining temple. But really unluckily, the temple was not finished yet. Morning had come. Bandung Bondowoso also failed to meet the requirements of Roro Jonggrang. Knowing the failure of Bandung Bondowoso, Roro Jonggrang then approached Bandung Bondowoso. "You failed to meet my requirements, Bandung Bondowoso," said Roro Jonggrang. Hearing the words of Roro Jonggrang, Bandung Bondowoso was very angry. With a very harsh tone, Bandung Bondowoso said, "You cheated, Roro Jonggrang. Actually, you were the one who sabotaged the constructions of this 1,000 temple. Therefore, I cursed you to be the statue in the 1,000 temple." Because Bandung Bondowoso has supernatural powers, Roro Jonggrang turned into a statue. The form of this statue can now be seen in the Prambanan Temple area, and the name of the temple is known as the Roro Jonggrang Temple. Meanwhile, the surrounding temples are called Sewu Temple or Candi Seribu. Okay, that's all from me. If there are any mistakes, I want to say sorry. And for your attention, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.